Hello, boys and girls. Mr. B back for another video. Remember, name, number, date at the top, and on the second line, title, which is place value with whole numbers. So we're going to talk about place value with whole numbers. You did place value in third grade and also in other grades, so this is going to be kind of a review, but we're going to make it interesting. So let's share my screen. All right. So here we have the Minions. I forget their name. I think one's Bob, one's Kevin, and Stuart. I want to say their names are. I saw the movie this summer. Speaking of this summer, it made this amount of money over the summer, which is a whole heck of a lot of money. I would love to make that amount of money in the summer, but we're going to break this number down, and we're going to explore the place value of this number. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, the way you read this number is 965,731,284. So we're going to walk through that and talk about it. So I've got a picture of The Incredibles down here, and we're going to come back and talk about that. So The Incredibles, actually, let's just talk about it now. The Incredibles are kind of a family. They have Dash, they have Violet, and they have Mr. Incredible. And they kind of make up a family, and each one gets gradually bigger. In place value, we kind of have things that are similar to families. We've got this family right here. We've got this family right here. And we've got this family right here. Except for they're not really called families. They're actually called periods, like the thing that comes at the end of a sentence. So we've got one period there. We've got a second period there, and we've got another period here. And so they all have a name. So just like this is the Incredible family or the Incredible period, they each have one. This first one is just called the ones period because it's all the ones. This second one here is the thousands period because each one of those is worth in the thousands. And finally, we have the millions period because each of those are in the millions. So we've got the ones period, the thousands period, and the millions period. And within each of those periods, there are a pattern that repeats. We have the ones, we have the tens, and we've got the hundreds. Now, you don't have to say 1 ones or 10 ones or 100 ones because that's just the ones period. But when we switch to the thousands period, we don't have just ones. This is the 1,000s period. Here we have the 10,000s period. And here we have the hundreds or 100,000s period, because see the same pattern, ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens, hundreds. Here we are just we're saying the first name, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. It's kind of like we would say Dash Incredible, Violet Incredible, or Mr. Incredible. They are all just different members of the same family, just like these are all different members of the same period. So the same pattern would continue over here. We've got the 1 millions, we've got the 10 millions, and we've got the 100 millions. Same thing, ones, ten, hundreds, millions, ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens, hundreds. Pretty straightforward. Now, what does that all mean is the more important thing. So here it means that the value of there are 4 ones, so that the value is simply 4. Let's make that a little bigger. Value is simply 4. Now here we have 8 tens, so it's not worth just 8. It's worth 8 tens. So if you count 8 10 times, that gives you 80. So that 8 isn't just worth 80, it's worth 8 because it's in the tens place value and there are 8 of them. Here we've got 200, so that's worth 200 because it's in the hundreds place value and it's worth 100 each, so 2 of those. Which would mean then that this is worth, I'm going to drop this one down a little bit, This one would be worth 1,000 because there's one of them and it's in the 1,000ths place. This next one, I'll bring this one up a little bit, would be worth 30,000 because it's in a 10,000ths place, so each one is worth 10,000. But we've got 3 of them, so that would be 10,000 plus 10,000 plus 10,000, which would give you 30,000. So that's how that one comes to be. This one, I'll drop this down a little bit here. That's 700,000. Why? Because it's in the 100,000ths place, and there are 7 of them. Now, when we move on to the millions, this is in the 1,000,000s place, but there are 5 of them. So I know in the millions place there's a 5, but then maybe I don't know how many zeros. So here's the 5. Now I just can put a 0 for each other digit. 1, 2, 3. So I know 1, 2, 3, comma. I see a comma there. 1, 2, 3. Whoops, probably should put zeros instead of commas. So now let's follow that same process here. We know that there are 6 in the 10 millions column, and then we see another digit, so comma, 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, I did it again, 1, 2, 3, comma, and 1, 2, 3. So 60 million is the value of the 6 because it's in the 6, there's 6 of them and each of them are worth 10 million. And then finally, in the 100,000s, we have 9, 1, 2, comma, 1, 2, comma, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 900 million. So if someone were to ask you, what is the value of, so if someone were to ask you, what is the value of the 7? It's pretty easy. You find the 7. And you would, let's circle it in green. Circle, not number. You circle it, and if you've labeled it, you see that there are 700,000. So you just basically said it. Right there, it's 700,000. Make that big so you can actually see it. 700,000. Now, if somebody asks you, what digit is in the millions place, you just find your 1,000,000s, which is right here. You circle it, and we see that there is a 5 in the 1,000,000s place. So, with that, we're going to go from ones all the way up to 100 millions, and it basically just follows a pattern. Each one is a period in between each commas. So this first one is our ones period, the second one is our thousands period, and the third one is the million period. Each one follows a pattern: ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens, hundreds, and then they just put the family name underneath, just like you would do with the Incredibles. Now, the way to read this number, you say it just like normal, 965, then you say the family name, so 965,731,284. You don't need to say ones there, remember. So, let's do an example. Let's give you a number. Let's go 934, comma, 265, comma, 187, or 187 would help. Now, what I want you to do here are your directions. I want you to, let's make that bigger so you can actually see it. I want you to write it down and label the place values. I want you to, number 2, tell me the value of the 2. And number 3, I would like the digit in the million. Let's go with the 10,000s place value. I need you to make sure that you bring this back to school. Bring this back to school. If you're not sure how to do that, rewind the video a little bit, go look at the chart, and then we will go from there. But good luck. Just remember that each one has a family name, and each one has a ones, tens, and hundreds. And it'll make your life easier if you write the value and the place value name under each one. So pause the video here and do numbers 1, 2, and 3.